What's up at YouTube? Welcome to an episode of my hip hop review. This is your boy Reg here. Yes, I'm actually filming this from my phone actually because I'm in the process of getting a new webcam after the debacle that happened with the past Eminem show review and stuff like that. So the album that I want to review today is this might come to a surprise to some, but it's Lil Wayne's. I want to say this is his sixth studio album, The Carter 3, released in 2008. Singles album's known for, it came out with a lot of singles. Singles album's known for was Lollipop, A Milli, Got Money, Mr. Carter, Mrs. Officer, Comfortable. And it was not an official single, but Tie My Hands, I'm gonna count Tie My Hands too and stuff like that because it got like a lot of notoriety. Just to let y'all know, this is actually the OG copy, which I'm gonna explain that in a minute. But you guys should know who Lil Wayne is. If you guys don't, he is an MC rapper from New Orleans, Louisiana, and stuff like that. You know, his parents divorced when he was 2, and his father abandoned the family and stuff like that. And pretty much, he had a stepfather and shit like that. With the stepfather, he eventually got killed and shit like that. From what I've looked up, pretty much, he changed his name from Dwayne to Wayne and stuff like that. And the reason why he did that was because of the fact that because like I'm a junior and my father's living and he's not in my life and he's never been in my life, so he doesn't want to be named after his father, after Dwayne and stuff like that. So as he was little, he was getting into rapping and stuff, and he met Brian Williams, whom Brian Williams, you guys should know, he's Birdman of shit like that. And so, you know, this is around the time when Cash Money Records, well, because you know when Cash Money Records is not, at that time, was not the Cash Money that y'all are used to and shit like that, because that time they had cats like UNV and shit like that. Yeah, it was just a lot more different and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, a lot more different. Also, with that being said and shit like that, you know, Birdman took Lil Wayne under his wing pretty much and shit like that. Excuse me, put Lil Wayne under his wing, and he recorded his first collaboration album, True Story, with BG and shit like that. BG, Keep Your Head Up, that originally came out in 95 and shit like that. And so basically, also when he was 12, he accidentally shot himself with a 9mm handgun and stuff like that. And so he dropped out of school when he was 14 to focus more on hip hop. And so fast forward to 1997, you know, pretty much, you know, the Hot Boys came out. He joined the Hot Boys, which consists of members Juvenile, BG, and Turk. And you know, Wayne was like the youngest. Wayne was pretty much like the youngest member of that. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me. So, their debut album, Get It How You Live, came out. And so that came out in I think 97. But what really put them out there was the next album in 99 called Guerrilla Warfare. It's been a while since I've heard that album actually and shit like that, but I've heard a lot of good things and shit like that about the album. So I'm definitely going to peep the album one day, just re-listen to it. And so continuing on their breakthrough, Wayne was also featured on Juvenile's breakthrough single, "Back That Ass Up." You know, everyone knows that song, that dun 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 dun. Like everyone knows that track right there. So yeah, 1999. Oh, and "Back That Ass Up" was featured on Juvenile's 400 Degrees album. Very dope album in my opinion. Um, what else? Also, with that being said, 1999, he dropped his solo debut, "The Block Is Hot." Um, it was pretty straight, you know what I'm saying? Pretty straight. You know, it did have some hits, you know, like the self-titled hit. "Fuck the World" was a song off the album and shit. "Remember Me" with BG. Yeah. And so the album had no profanity and shit like that, because you know he made a promise to his mom that he wasn't gonna rap profanity on his debut album and shit. So yeah, with that being said, um he quickly followed up that with "Lights Out" from 2000, which it didn't really capture the success as "The Block Is Hot." And a lot of fans and critics said that, you know, he wasn't at that mature level as like the other Hot Boys at that time too. So, and so fast forward to 2002, he dropped 500 Degrees. And so this caused some controversy because of the fact that um he got into a beef with Juvenile because of the track, you know, that because he felt like Wayne was trying to bite off of him. Because, you know, he had an album called 400 Degrees, you call it 500 Degrees and stuff like that. And so Juvenile, you know, he pretty much dissed Wayne on a song called "A Hoe" from his 600 Degrees album and stuff like that. That diss track, very dope diss track right there. Very dope diss track right there and shit like that. And so they squashed the beef, but then they brought the beef back. And stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And but they ended up squashing it again, cause you know Juvenile went back to Cash Money Records in like around 2014. So yeah man. So around this time too, you know, Wayne was getting ready to drop the influential Carter, kicking off the Carter series and shit like that. So the Carters came out in 2004 and stuff, and that album was like a huge album at that time too. I remember like the song "Go DJ." I remember, if I'm not mistaken, that album also had hits songs like "Cash Money Millionaires," um, "Earthquake" with Jazzy Faye, which was another single at that time too. He uses the Al Green sample. Y'all should know that sample. Then 2005 came out. He came out with motherfucking the Carter 2, which I don't know, man. That's pretty much my second favorite Wayne album, man. Like he just went in on that project. Hustler's Music. Oh my God, I love that track. Um, Fireman with Robin Thicke, which that was also on the Evolution of Robin Thicke album. I want to say that was his second album, and ironically, that was his breakthrough album and shit too. So, yeah, very dope album. Before Robin started doing all this blurred lines, crazy shit, but yeah, man, very very dope, very very dope. That same year, you know, he was then the president of Cash Money Records, and he ended up finding Young Money Entertainment and shit like that too, which that would be pretty much be like in the next decade, having a huge impact in the next decade, you know, with the Drakes and the Nicki Minaj's and whatnot. Give me 1 second. just getting used to like filming videos on my phone and shit until my webcam comes. But and so between 2006 and 2007, he was pretty much dropping like hella mixtapes and stuff like that. This is when he was getting into like the best rapper alive and shit like that, cause niggas came out with mixtapes, guest appearances, and it's kind of crazy because I didn't really get into Wayne. Like the first song I heard from Wayne was "The Go DJ," but I didn't really get into Wayne until he was on guest appearancing on tracks with Fat Joe, T-Pain, and shit like that. Yeah, man, just kind of crazy and shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause like you had a dedication to the Drought 3. You had the motherfucking leak, which nobody talks about the leak. Oh my god, the leak EP was fire. Oh my god, the drought is over too. And this was all pretty much getting ready for, you know, the Carter 3, because he's been talking about the Carter 3 as far back as 2007 and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, and this is when everyone was calling him the best rapper alive, and it was hyped, it was anticipated, because originally the album was supposed to have came out in 2007, but you know, with it being leaked and a lot of songs being on mixtapes, you know, Wayne was just in the studio 24/7, 24/7. And so fast forward to 2008, that's when the album came out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So this is the Carter 3. Jesus Christ. And it's crazy because like I remember when I got this album, I think I got it like the days after it was officially released. But my mom was like, I had to get the clean version because this was when I was like, I want to say I was 12 when I got the album, because you know the album came out in 08 and I was born in 95 and shit. So yeah, man, I was 12 when I got the album and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just kind of glad I got this album now because of the fact that, you know, and the reason why I said this version is like the OG version, because pretty much if you guys got the OG version, you know this track called Playing with Fire, which features Betty White, and they had some sample clearance issues with that track, so they re-released it with and replaced it with the song Pussy Monster and shit. And if you guys like look closely and shit like that, you won't really see it on the album in the back, but I think what they did was I think what they really did was the fact that if you just go on your computer and stuff like that, it would automatically be there. So it's kind of weird how they did it. I don't know. It's kind of weird how they did it, but it is what it is. Yeah, man. So with that being said, what should I say? Yeah, man. Yeah, this was a very big album at the time and shit. So, all right. So guest appearances include Jay-Z, T-Pain, Babyface. Imagine Babyface being on a Lil Wayne album. That's crazy. Robin Thicke, Bobby Valentino. You know, he was under the name Bobby V, Kid, D Smith, Static Major. You guys might have heard the name Static Major before. He was Aaliyah's old collaborator. He wrote a lot of the songs on the self-titled album and shit like that. He was a member of the R&B trio Player. And it's crazy because around this time that Lollipop was released, he died, and I think he died and stuff like that, like before Lollipop was released. And it was pretty much like, a lot of people want to say that it was like his breakthrough and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, like his breakthrough and shit. But yeah, man, rest in peace to Static Major, one of the dopest songwriters, producers, and shit. Busta Rhymes, Briscoe, Betty White, like I mentioned, Joel Santana, and Fabulous. And producers include Birdman is an executive producer. Slim Williams, executive producer as well. Lil Wayne, also an executive producer. Alchemist, Bangladesh, Cool and Dre, D Smith, David Banner, Diesel, DJ Nasty, and LBM, Drew Correa, Infamous, GX, Jim Johnson, Kanye West, Maestro, Mousa, Playing Skills, Pro J, Robin Thicke, Rodney, okay, Swiss Beats, Street Runner, and T-Pain. Alright, give me one quick second. Okay. Alright, so this version has 16 tracks. Let's get started. Track number 1, 3-Peat. Pretty dope track right here. Just him giving sports references, like a braggadocio track right there. Yeah, man, very, very, very cool track. I don't know, man. Like when I first, cause you know how he was just a fan of Kobe Bryant and shit like that. He's always been a fan of Kobe Bryant. He's always mentioning Kobe in some of his lyrics and shit. So just listening to that song kind of reminds me of Kobe. Rest in peace to Kobe Bryant, by the way. I don't know. I can't even get over this at this moment. It's like one of those celebrity death that you can't get over right away. But yeah, man. By the way, I'm sorry, I have to say this. Fuck Gayle King, by the way, for what she was trying to bring up, the whole once Kobe was allegedly accused of rape and shit like that. And I'm just like, fuck Gayle King and fuck everybody who's clout chasing after death. I don't like when people clout chase when somebody dies and shit like that. I'm kind of getting over it, but that's another story for a different day. Track number 2, Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter featuring Jay-Z. Yeah, man, very, very cool song. Just like one of my favorite songs off this album. And it's actually Lil Wayne's favorite song off the project too, and it actually was nominated for Best Rap Performance at the 51st Grammy Awards too. So yeah, man, it's just pretty much Wayne and Jay-Z going back and forth with one another and shit like that, cause both of them have the last name Carter and stuff like that. So yeah, I just felt like it was kind of interesting when it came to that. I felt like definitely, I can't even pick who had the best verse, because they both did their thing in different ways and shit like that. I love the line when Jay says, "Show no mercy," and Marcielago's, "I'm far from being the bastard that Marcy has fathered. Now my name's being mentioned with the Mardias, the Biggies and the Pox and the Marleys and the Marcus. Garvey got my Molotov cocktail flow. Even if you box well, can't stop the blows. Kaboom, the rock boy in the room. The dope boy, I just came off the spoon." Like, whew. Jay went in on that. And then Lil Wayne, on the second verse, he has one line I like when he says, "In that red and yellow thing, old school Atlanta hawk, like I'm from College Park. But I'm from Holly Grove, now I'm a blood scream, soo woo and da da do." Like, dope ass line right there. Track number 3, A Milli. Okay, I love this song. He definitely went in on this track. It's a big song, and I love the fact he used that A Tribe Called Quest sample. But at one point, I kind of got a little burnt out by this song because it just kept playing everywhere and shit like that. I remember when BT used to play this song 24/7. Like, it was on 106 in Park, it was on Rap City, it was when BT used to have that late night music video joint. Like, I miss when BT used to show music videos and shit. Now it's just 24 hours of Tyler Perry movies and stuff. But so very, very dope track. And this song was actually done in one take, pretty much. So That's very interesting. That's very dope. Um, Lines like sister, brother, son, daughter, father, motherfucker, copper. Got the Maserati dancing on the bridge. Pussy poppin', tell the coppers, ha ha ha. You can't catch him, you can't stop him. I go with them goons if you beat him. Like, ooh, he was just flowing on that. And hella niggas remixed this song. I know Jay-Z had a version called A Billy. I know Corey Guns had a version of this track. So yeah, man, very dope track. A Millie, I just kind of got a little burnt out by it after a while. Next track, Got Money featuring T Pain. You know, around this time too, T Pain was at his bag. You know, guest appearancing on a lot of artists' work and shit like that. So yeah, man, shout out to T Pain. Um, yeah, y'all should know what this track is about. It's like a getting money kind of track. Um, yeah, man, very cool track right here. I know this was like another big single, and the video had a remix with Mac Main, but I prefer the album version and shit. Track number 5, Comfortable, featuring Babyface. Yeah, man, this track right here was produced by Kanye. You know, back when Kanye had shit in the bag. Yeah, this track right here was. I like this one better than Mrs. Officer. I pretty much like this better than Mrs. Officer because you know everyone knows Mrs. Officer as like that premier R&B track off this album, but I'm gonna explain what I have to say about Mrs. Officer. But yeah, Babyface, man, y'all should know how I feel about that nigga though. You know what I'm saying? So very dope track. Next track, Dr. Carter, which is, if y'all can hear it, it's playing in the background. My favorite song off this album. Oh, this shit right here was just Wayne at his lyrical bag. I mean, the beat, the beat was just so stripped down, and it just built up like Swiss Beats made this beat. That's crazy as hell. Like, that's crazy as hell. This is not your usual Rough Riders Swiss Beats. Like, in my opinion, this is kind of like a precursor to the whole artsy Swiss Beats that he's doing right now and shit. But yeah, man. And it's kind of crazy because you know, around this time too, you know, there's this whole hip hop is dead campaign. You know, because you know Nas dropped the album Hip Hop is Dead, and you know a lot of people weren't really liking the South taking over hip hop, and so what Wayne did was pretty much, you know, envision himself as a doctor, trying to revive rappers who have like weak flows, weak bars and shit like that. Yeah, very creative song. I love this track. It's a classic song in my opinion. Um, I love the lines when he says, where's your originality? You are so fake. So picture me like a gallery, capture what I say. All I need is one mic. All I need is one take. Like, hey, brighter than a sun ray. Yeah, you know, bigging up the Nas song, One Mic. And that line